Yo, what's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and in this video, I want to talk about potential champions that could be double champions. And there was a while ago, a few months ago, where practically almost every champion was talking about moving up a weight class and trying to get a second belt without even, getting a few title defenses under their belt. But now it seems like those sort of talks have slowed down a bit. We don't really hear too many champions constantly talk about being a double champ as much anymore. But I want to bring it back up and see who I think could potentially become a double champion. And I'm going to talk about who has the lowest chance of becoming a double champ to whoever has the highest. And there are 8 men's weight classes. I'm not going to talk about the women's in this video. Well, I guess I could really quickly talk about it. And since there's basically only 3, I think that it's Zhang Weili who has the highest chance of becoming a double champ in the female divisions. But yeah, like the men's, there's 7 weight classes because obviously there's a heavyweight and there's nothing above heavyweight. So we're not going to talk about that. But the champions that we're going to talk about are Alexander Pantoja, Sugar Sean O'Malley, Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev, Belal Muhammad, Drake du Plessis, and Alex Pereira. And with that being said, let's get right into who I think has the lowest chance of becoming a double champ, and that's going to be my guy, Alexander Pantoja. And the reason why I have him at the lowest is because the champion in the weight class above is Sugar Sean O'Malley. And, Pantoja, after he beat Brandon Moreno, he started talking about, how he sparred Sean O'Malley, and I think he might have been talking trash. And then Sean O'Malley, he didn't say anything. He just released a video where he hits him with a massive body kick, and that takes the wind out of Pantoja. And Pantoja's nah, I've had enough. I'm throwing in the towel. So imagine if that's a real fight, and that was a young Sugar Sean O'Malley, and he had shin pads on. So in the real fight, Pantoja's gonna get blasted with those body kicks, not only to the body but to the head as well. And I think that the guy like Pantoja rushing in, that's perfect for a guy like Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley has made a whole career out of stepping back and knocking people out as they're coming in. He's just gonna be a free target for Sean O'Malley. So I think he's gonna get KO'd if they fight. And the jiu-jitsu, he has to close the distance to, start that wrestling exchange. So I don't think that's gonna play a big factor in this fight. And I think Sean O'Malley's gonna knock him out. And it's in the weight class above him too. So it's just a bad matchup for Pantoja. But moving on to the next champion who has the second lowest chance of becoming a double champ, and that's going to be Belal Muhammad. Respectfully, I don't see a path to victory for Belal. He is a big guy in the welterweight division, but Dricus is a big guy at 185. And I think that Belal is going to be smaller than Dricus du Plessis. I think that Dricus is going to hit him a lot harder than Belal has been hit. Dricus has great grappling. His striking is awkward, but I think his striking might actually... Okay, technically, maybe Belal has better striking, but, overall, I feel like Dricus might just outstrike him and beat him in a striking match. Now, even if he didn't have that massive power advantage, I think that the way he strikes, the way he's able to get his opponent's timing as the fight goes on would help him out a lot, and the way he prepares for his opponents as well. So I just think that it's a bad matchup for Belal. I don't think Belal will be able to hurt him at all. I don't, even if Belal tries to take him down, I think that Dricus can, out-scramble him and get to a better position himself, or, potentially Dricus could take him down, because we saw Leon do it, and Leon was landing some big elbows on Belal, and he was able to cut him up, and Belal did give his back, and Dricus has much better jiu-jitsu than Leon Edwards. So I don't really see any path to victory for Belal. He might actually be below Pantoja, but he's definitely not beating Dricus. And now the next guy that I have who probably won't become a double champ is Alex Pereira. And regardless of who the heavyweight champion is, whether it's Tom Aspinall or John Jones, I think those guys are pretty bad matchups for him. But the reason why I do have him above Belal and Pantoja is the guy can put you in a coma with one shot, and I think that power will translate up to the heavyweight division. And on top of that, he's got his black magic that Yuri was talking about. And he does have some pretty good leg kicks. He is a better striker than both of them. He does set up his shots pretty well. So he could potentially, knock either guy out, especially John Jones. Like, I think with those leg kicks, he will do a lot of damage to John Jones's legs. John Jones, he doesn't have like the fastest feet, and he's a heavyweight. He's gonna be slower, and he doesn't check kicks really well. So I think that Pereira is gonna be landing those kicks a lot. And Aspinall, whenever he comes into range, leaves his chin open. I think Pereira can catch him. But yeah, I think that either guy would just take him down and wrestle him right away. And they both got incredible submission skills. So like as soon as he gets on the ground, it's not gonna be like Jan Blachowicz taking down. It's not gonna be like Israel Adesanya taking you down. It's like solid wrestling with arguably even better jiu-jitsu. But then I'm gonna say Ilia Topuria, he's got a slightly better chance to become a double champ than those other guys. And the reason why I don't rank him higher is because he's facing arguably the best fighter out. I mean, the best fighter, clearly, because Islam's a pound for pound. Islam has incredible defensive striking. He's got that elite wrestling. We haven't really seen Ilia get tested with his defensive wrestling. And also, he's got those, nasty body kicks, nasty head kicks. Ilia, he just, kind of tanks him most of the time. And, he's going to be open for those shots. We did see him when he was throwing shots with Jai Herbert. Jai was able to hit him with a massive head kick. And then we've seen that Islam can, knock him out with a head kick like he did with Volk by setting it up very well and then just blasting it. And I think he's going to be able to keep Ilia at a good distance with his front kicks to the body, counter him whenever he comes in. And also he's got that tight clinch to, blast Ilia, or he can just straight up wrestle him. But Ilia has great boxing. He does mix it up by going to the head and to the body, which is going to be great. And we saw Dustin have a lot of success by going to Islam's body. And also, Ilia has pretty good jiu-jitsu himself. Apparently from Gilbert Burns, he was able to beat up some Dagestani grapplers in Gilbert's gym like it was nothing. He was defending their takedowns and just beating them up. So that's going to help him out a lot. He's going to be able to shut down Islam's game. But, I think that Islam is still going to have enough weapons to be able to beat him. Then I've got Dricus du Plessis, and the reason why I don't put him higher is because, he might just get flatlined by Alex Pereira. That power at 205 from Pereira is clearly different. He doesn't even have to hit you clean to just flatline you. And also, the fact that Pereira is going to be a bigger guy is going to help him out quite a bit by, defending the grappling. We saw what Izzy was able to do when he kind of bulked up some weight, got some size, and he was able to defend the grappling from Dricus. The only problem is he kind of gassed out and he was getting slow and sloppy, and he didn't really have that stopping power in his hands, whereas Pereira does. And if Pereira clips him, I think he can definitely knock Dricus du Plessis out. And the fighter with the second highest chance of becoming a double champ, in my opinion, is going to be Sugar Sean O'Malley. And Sugar Sean O'Malley, we've seen him go up against a high-level boxer like Peter Yan, and he was able to, still beat him in a striking match, in my opinion. In my opinion, he did win this fight. He had to mix it up, dig deep. And I think with Ilia, the only problem is, how is he going to be able to deal with that power? How is he going to be able to deal with Ilia's strength when it comes to the grappling? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and I think that this Merab fight is going to answer a lot of those questions about his grappling as well, and how is he going to deal with someone pushing a high grappling pace. But overall, I think that he's going to be lightning fast. We saw that Volk was able to light up Ilia a little bit. He had a speed advantage. The only problem is, Volk kind of repeated the same defensive patterns, and Ilia caught onto it and was able to knock him out. And I don't think Sugar Sean O'Malley is going to be doing that. But yeah, like I said, there is some answers that we need to see with the grappling and the power, if he can take it from Ilia. And now the champion who I think could definitely be a double champ is Islam Makhachev. I think that Islam Makhachev is the pound for pound best fighter in the world. He's got a whole bunch of skills, and going up against a guy like Bilal Muhammad, I don't think he's going to be getting pressured back. I think he's going to be able to stand his ground, counter Bilal Muhammad as he's crossing that distance, which Leon Edwards was not able to do. I think that, Bilal and Islam have a similar height and reach. I think that Bilal might be a bit bigger than Islam, but I think that Islam's skills are going to be a lot higher than Bilal's. I think he's going to be a lot faster. He's going to be blasting that body kick. He could potentially take Bilal Muhammad down. And I don't think Bilal is going to be able to hurt him or take him down to the ground. So I think that if Islam chooses to go up to the welterweight division, he becomes the new welterweight champion. And also, they've trained together. They know each other. And I'm pretty sure Islam helped out Bilal a lot. So that's going to help him out even more. So take my money on Islam becoming a double champ.